this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president.
How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming.
Sarah, as you know, it is huge, and it's almost like, when was this going to happen? Here it's happened, this bombshell. And of course, the timing could not be worse for the NBA.
Still love it?
Love it like you wouldn't believe. I mean, in all honesty, I wish I can take a magic pill, put on shorts, and go out and play the game of basketball today. Because that's who I am. That's that type of competition, that type of competitiveness is what I live for, and I miss it.
Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show.
Dallas trying to slow the advance. Oh my! The number 2 overall pick gets it into Wembanyama, guarded by Washington. Wembanyama, the save! Oh. Driveway when you're 8 years old. What do you do? Wemby 3, you bet! Plus the foul!
Green setting multiple screens for Curry, who fires and hits and ties the game.
MVP down 2 on opening night. Pull up SGA. Got it!
To the basket to get an easier basket.
Durant looks like he wants to shoot. A lot of contact. KD! SGA step back. Sweet stuff from the MVP.
That has now been smeared.
Just starting its season, the grand opening, every team having its first game, just as big a story as you could have.
And I don't like this, what's going on. I see the word mafia. Yeah. But the only faces I see is Negroes.
Yeah. They wasn't even making no bread from what I heard today.
Like, for real?
I mean, I heard Terry Rozier got 200 racks. What's that? I mean, I know that's a lot of bread, but that ain't.
You make $26 million a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't enough to get in trouble for. And I saw Chauncey got wired like 50 racks for something. I don't know, bro.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times Challenge.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And so a few days ago on this particular channel, I chimed in and I did a video about the NBA gambling scandal that broke right after opening night. And I touched on some of the possible ripple effects and some of the not so subtle implications of this case. And now it seems like everybody else is getting the point as well.
True, I think, because I know when y'all played, this wasn't like gambling and DraftKings and all that type of stuff. It wasn't really big when y'all was playing.
Nah, just on the plane. You got it cracking on the plane. That's about it.
So it wasn't none of these stories that you kind of even heard of when you was playing, huh?
Nah, no card games, nothing like that. Just like cats we'd go out west or whatever. Cats would go to Vegas. They got a couple of days off and come back with a satchel full of cash. But other than that, no card games.
It's crazy. They turning the mafias in this shit.
Yeah, bro. I just hope it ain't no other names come out.
Yeah, but you know when people get that pressure put on them, anything can happen.
But they wasn't even making no bread from what I heard today.
Like, for real?
I mean, I heard Terry Rozier got 200 racks. What's that? I mean, I know that's a lot of bread, but that ain't.
You make $26 million a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't enough to get in trouble for. And I saw Chauncey got wired like 50 racks for something. I don't know, bro.
And I don't like this, what's going on. I see the word mafia. Yeah. But the only faces I see is Negroes. Yeah. Not Crenshaw Mafia. NBA. You know what I mean? It's NBA. Like, wait a minute. Hold on, man. Like, what's going on here? Y'all, what y'all going on? What the NBA do to y'all?
Brother polite. Brother.
I had to think about it. It's mafia, but it's just local. You've
been around brother knowledge. You've been around brother knowledge.
International crime bosses. Blacks. Right. Okay.
You need a face.
They don't got jumpers.
You need a face.
You do need a face.
They don't got jumpers.
None of them got coach.
Look, I watch enough movies to know the last group you want to snitch on is the mafia.
Right.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and start off by saying, like most of y'all, I've seen a lot of mob movies and a lot of mob shows to know how this works.
Hi, Mom. What do you think? Look at my shoes. Aren't they great?
My God. You look like a gangster.
And 9 times out of 10, the alleged criminals that are involved in these kind of ordeals, at least the ones that are making headlines, those are the ones that they were really after to begin with, because that's how careers get made. That's how legislation gets made. And Stephen A. Smith may be a lot of things to you all, but he's no dummy. Because recently he did one of his best tightrope performances when calling out the powers that be.
We'll say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is gonna be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things, because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be, this was his kind of connection to that.
Suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
I had the FBI director for the United States, Kash Patel, called me and said that what I said in regards to Donald Trump was the dumbest thing he's ever heard, and he lives there in Washington, and it was the dumbest thing he's heard, et cetera, et cetera. That's what he said about me. And I would say he's the director of the FBI. Let's just say I'm not trying to get on his bad side. I think it's safe to say that. It's safe to say I'm not trying to get on his bad side, okay? But having said that, I still stand by what I said. And I'm not changing my mind. Because what I tweeted last night on X, and I wanted to make sure that everybody saw, so I'm clear about where I stand and what I'm trying to say. In response to FBI Director Kash Patel's insults on the Laura Ingraham show on Fox News, what I said was, I tweeted this on X, quote, "Nothing to get ahead of here, people. I never denied or failed to mention that this FBI investigation has been going on for years. I said Trump wasn't inclined to stop it. He's sparing no one because the man isn't playing. He's coming. In no way am I attempting to even have an opinion on the legitimacy of this matter. I don't know the facts of the case. I'm just saying don't expect POTUS to spare anyone on this matter, and I stand by that. That's all. Why are we acting like I'm far-fetched? Why are we acting like I'm making this up? I'm going to repeat what I continue to say to y'all. And by the way, just so you know, in the interest of just being real and making sure that you understand who I am, as a journalist and a commentator spanning 30 years, I just want you all to know that it's customary for people to sit up there and say that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that I'm off my damn rocker, only to come down the pike weeks, months later and say, yeah, it was true. Or the facts bear those things out. This investigation has been going on when Biden was in office. They talked about how this stuff has been going on since 2019, which is when Trump was in office. I'm not implying that Kash Patel doesn't have any legitimacy to the case that he's pursuing against these individuals. They are clearly looking for more bodies, and you can speculate as to who those bodies are going to be, and how feverishly he's going to go after those people. The man ain't playing. We understand that. We get that part, okay? And I'm not about to sit up here and argue with an FBI director. All right, I was born at night, not last night. I'm simply making the point that in the end, you have a president in place that has a lengthy connection to the sports world, rife with friends and enemies. And those who are his enemies, he doesn't mind inconveniencing one bit. And when it comes to the NBA brand, it doesn't bother him. If it comes to compromising the NFL brand, it doesn't bother him. And it's not going to stop. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't understand how anybody can argue with me about this. When you heard that ICE is going to be at the Super Bowl where Bad Bunny is performing, if it was somebody that Trump liked, do you think that would be happening? We've seen the pardons. We've seen the executive orders. What do you think's going to happen? All I'm saying is that if he's salty with you, if he has a reason to dislike you, I'm not saying that delegitimizes the case. I'm just simply saying that he's not going to hesitate to come at you with a level of fervor that you should be aware of.